Assalamu alaikum, hello everyone, welcome back or welcome to my channel. In this video I want to talk about halal food. Since I reverted to Islam, I obviously had to change the food that I am eating, as it has to be halal, as we Muslims are following the Islamic Sharia law, and that means that we can only consume halal food. And in this video I want to share my experiences with you when it comes to finding halal food in the Netherlands, where I am living. And to show you, I'm going to take you in this video also to the supermarket in my village. I went to two supermarkets because the first supermarket where I went to is the most famous supermarket in the Netherlands. It's called Albert Heijn. But since I'm living in a very small village, they didn't have any halal meat, unfortunately. And I know that in the bigger cities they have halal meat, but here unfortunately not. So I went to another supermarket also in my village, and there I found halal products. So I will take you with me to the supermarket at the end of this video. Fortunately, in the last years there are more and more Dutch people who are consuming halal meat, not only because the Muslim population is growing in the Netherlands, but even non-Muslims nowadays, they are more likely to choose halal meat over the regular meat that they are consuming here in the Netherlands. And there are more reasons for this, but one of the reasons is that some people just say that it tastes better, and others they choose halal because of the well-being of animals. Actually, halal meat was known as cruel here in the Netherlands, and some of the organizations still think that it is more cruel for the animals to kill them in the halal way than to anesthetize the animal before slaughtering it. So let's just mention one of the halal rules that are attached to halal food. And halal food needs to be certificated before they can sell it here in the shops. So if a product is certificated as halal, they follow the rules to identify it as halal. Most of the people know that Muslims may only eat halal meat, and that Muslims are not allowed to eat all the animals. The most famous example of this is that Muslims are not allowed to eat pork, but there are also other types of animals that Muslims may not eat. You can think, for example, about animals that produce poison, animals that were already dead, animals that are still drinking milk from their mother, and animals with claws or incisors. And in addition, Muslims are allowed to eat only animals that are in good conditions, and therefore the animal must be healthy, well treated, and well fed. Only when all those points are followed you can speak of halal meat. The animal must be slaughtered by a human, and the butcher must be a practicing adult Muslim. The animal must not be slaughtered in the same room as other animals, so the animals may not see each other. It is also important that the animal cannot see the knife. And during slaughtering the animal, the butcher must say the prayer, Bismillah, Allahu Akbar, and that means in the name of God, God is great. Halal meat is different than other kinds of meat because you will find no blood in the halal meat, as it is not allowed to eat blood in Islam. And that is actually more healthy because it is well known that blood can contain a lot of bacteria and even some kind of diseases. Before I became Muslim, I've been vegetarian for over 7 years, and the reason that I was vegetarian was because I didn't want to hurt the animals. I didn't want to let them suffer by slaughtering them, so I decided to not eat meat at all. That was especially because I've seen a lot of videos about the bio industry and about the slaughtering process, how it goes here in Europe. And I've seen that it costs the animals a lot of stress, and their main goal is to produce as much meat in less time possible. And even the anesthesia causes a lot of pain also for the animals. So I don't think that that is always the correct way to slaughter an animal. And when I read about slaughtering followed by the Islamic Sharia law. I found it a much better way, and that is one of the reasons again why I think that Islam is really the right path and is really the right religion. When I was vegetarian and when I was not interested in the religion of Islam yet, I read already some information about halal slaughtering because I thought actually that it was a really bad and cruel way for the animals, but then I came across some articles that explained the rules, and that totally changed my mind. One of the reasons is because animal welfare is very important when it comes to halal slaughtering, and I think it is so important that we don't let the animals suffer more than is necessary. Even there is a verse in the Quran that states that animals must be treated well and that we are all creations from Allah. You can find it in Surah 6 verse 38. And I've read also that our Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said that if you are going to slaughter, that you have to slaughter it in the less painful way for the animal and in the best possible way. Also, the animals may not have any broken parts of the body. Unfortunately, a lot of animals here in the meat industry broke parts of the body because of transport or the process of the slaughterhouse before it's actually going to be slaughtered. And that is also not allowed in halal slaughtering. In the way how halal slaughtering is done, the nerves to the brain are cut in one movement. This results in very rapid consciousness and the heart stops beating. It is a quick death with less pain for the animals. So that is also one of the reasons for a lot of European people who are not Muslim to choose for halal meat for the well-being of the animals. But not only when it comes to food in the supermarket, there are also more and more restaurants opening that are selling only halal products, and also for delivery. For example, in my village, I have also some choices on delivery at home from halal restaurants, so that is really nice. And you can see also now in the shops products that are halal certified to be sure that there are not ingredients used from ingredients that are haram, such as alcohol or animal ingredients that are haram. And the number of products that are halal certified are growing, so that is great because, for example, for me it was obvious that I had to change my diet as a Muslim, but I wouldn't think so fast about the products that I'm using if they are actually halal. So it's very useful if brands are using a halal stamp to let us know if it is halal to consume for Muslims. So that's also great. And I just wanted to tell you about my personal experience on changing my diet. The hardest part from eating halal is that you always have to check the ingredients of the products that you are buying. Because I am living in the Netherlands, there is a lot of food where they use not halal animal products as one of the ingredients. Think, for example, about gelatin, so I always have to read very carefully the ingredients before I buy something. And when I'm eating at my work or when I'm eating in somebody else's home, I have to be very careful and very clear that I cannot consume any food that is not halal. And also, of course, when it comes to alcohol, because I am not consuming alcohol at all anymore. So I have to be careful also that there is not cooked with alcohol. And even in some non-alcoholic beverages, there is still sometimes a small percentage of alcohol inside. So it happened also that someone thought about me and bought some non-alcoholic beverages, but then I was still not able to consume it. So I guess that's the hardest part of changing my diet to a halal diet, to disappoint people at that point. Because then they say to me, come on, it's not that bad and you don't have to be that strict. But for me, it's just very important to follow the rules of Islam. And they don't really always understand that. And yes, my friends and family, they are not Muslim, so they can just eat whatever they want. And sometimes that means that I cannot eat something that they have. But for me, that's not a very big problem or anything. And I just keep checking the ingredients very well before I buy something. So now I'm going to take you guys with me to the supermarket here in my village, and I will show you some of the products that I can choose of when I'm going to the supermarket here. Unfortunately, we don't have any Turkish or Moroccan shops like how you can find them in the bigger cities, for example in Amsterdam and Den Haag and Rotterdam. There are lots and lots of shops from Muslims who are selling only halal food. But here in the small villages, we don't have that. So I will show you what I can choose on a normal day when I go to the supermarket here. At the Albert Heijn in my village, they didn't have any halal food, so I went to the Jumbo. This is a typical Dutch snack, frikandellen, and they are halal. I found a lot of Asian noodles, halal, and there are a lot of different flavors. And I found this chicken spread and these sausages. They also have harira soup halal and even halal Haribo candy, but the packages are very small if you compare them with the normal packages. They had also a lot of halal meat. Most of the meat products that they sell is from the mark Wahid. I guess that is a big company. And in the freezer section I found also hamburgers, beef kebab, lahmacun. So there are quite a lot of halal products.
Dankjewel voor het winkelen bij Jumbo.
So let me know what you think, and is it easy to find halal products in your country? I hope that you enjoyed to watch this video, and I hope to see you soon in one of my next videos. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and to like this video. Then I see you soon again. Bye!